SUHAKAM is the movement, right?
Suruhanjaya Hak Asasi Manusia.
As a member state of the United Nations, Malaysia has the obligation to uphold fundamental human rights principles as enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights as well as the Federal Constitution. The SUHAKAM logo is a symbolic message of integrity, transparency, stability, and equality, with the equal sides representing equality for all. The Human Rights Commission of Malaysia, or SUHAKAM, is a Paris Principles-compliant national human rights institution established based on the Human Rights Commission of Malaysia Act 1999, Act 597. Established at the turn of the millennium, its mandate is to promote awareness of and provide education on human rights, advise and help the government formulate legislation, recommend to the government actions in the field of human rights, and inquire into complaints about infringement of human rights. SUHAKAM is a result of Malaysia's active participation in the United Nations Commission on Human Rights and was first led by Tun Musa Hitam.
In the course of performing my duties in New York, I discovered that there was such a thing as Human Rights Commission under the UN, number one. But number two, the membership of this commission were made up of countries which had been severely criticized for human rights violations. So it occurred to me, why should Malaysia be criticized but does not take the opportunity of trying to explain what we are all about vis-a-vis human rights? To cut the story short, we bid for it and Malaysia got elected. Now, I was duly appointed as leading the Malaysian delegation to the Human Rights Commission. In the meantime, we had the Human Rights Summit in Vienna. And one of the decisions made there was that each nation should form its own Human Rights Commission. And in the end, we passed the law.
One of the cornerstones of SUHAKAM is their independence from the government, being a statutory body with integrity, accountability, and transparency at the forefront of its agenda. SUHAKAM has formed working groups to discharge its statutory duties and functions through various programs and activities. This includes the outreach education programs for vulnerable groups such as Orang Asli, women, persons with disabilities, and children, awareness raising on core human rights treaties, as well as complaints handling and investigation, with the aim of fostering respect amongst all members of society. It serves as a monitoring body and is part of an educational effort for a more participatory and inclusive society that observes, respects, and promotes human rights values in their daily lives.
Well, I think certainly SUHAKAM has made an impact in terms of human rights in this country. In terms of specific examples, I can cite at least two. The public inquiry into the Bersih II Assembly and the land inquiry for the indigenous people. I think that was a hugely important work on the part of SUHAKAM to have a very focused study on this issue in Semenanjung, in Sabah and in Sarawak. So in these two very clear areas, you can see that SUHAKAM has played an important role in establishing human rights norms in Malaysia and calling into question the authorities on these issues.
In accordance to Section 21(1) of the SUHAKAM Act, SUHAKAM publishes and tables in Parliament its annual report that monitors the implementation of human rights policies, conducts research and publishes thematic human rights reports, brings to the government's attention contentious human rights issues, and works to improve the human rights standards of the country.
Once we receive SUHAKAM's annual report, myself as the Minister in charge of Human Rights has the responsibility to present the report to the Cabinet. There I need to explain some of the key areas that need to be tackled and need to be solved. The Cabinet will decide which ministry should be involved, and it is my role as a minister to forge a collaboration together with other ministries. We like to solve human rights problem in a holistic manner, involving both enforcement area, care and support, and where necessary, to amend the processes and also amend the laws that are required.
By bringing human rights to the forefront of the country's agenda, SUHAKAM continues to strive as a national human rights institution that champions human rights for all in Malaysia, with the aim of fostering a society in which human rights are fully respected, protected, and enjoyed equally by all. SUHAKAM, Human Rights for All.